In today's world, it can be very hard for men to know how they should act, what they should do and say. The traditional roles of husband, father, and worker have been blurred by the secular world and its expectations. Marriage is denigrated, fatherhood ignored, and even working for a living is sometimes mocked. Even the very idea of male identity is challenged by the homosexual agenda. How blessed and lucky are men to have Saint Joseph, the husband of the Virgin Mary and foster father of Jesus Christ, a hardworking laborer, as an example to follow. We are told very little about Saint Joseph in the Bible. For such an important figure, he does not even get a single line in all 4 of the Gospels. Yet, we still can learn a great deal about him and learn even more from him. The Bible tells us that Joseph was an artisan. The word is usually translated carpenter, but it means a true artist, a man very skilled at working with his hands who made things that were beautiful as well as useful. Joseph was not simply an unskilled laborer. He was a true craftsman, devoted to his work and always seeking to better his skills. We know that Joseph was a good and honorable man. When he learned that the Virgin Mary was pregnant, he decided to divorce her quietly so as not to bring shame to her. But he quickly changed his mind when he was visited in a dream by an angel who tells him that the baby is the Son of God and that he must take Mary to his house and name the child Jesus. The angel tells Joseph these things to make it clear that he must be the husband to Mary and assume the role of foster father to the Son of God. On the road to Bethlehem, Joseph is the one who protects and helps Mary, who is pregnant and close to giving birth. And it's Joseph who was with her when she gave birth to Jesus Christ, the Messiah, in a stable in Bethlehem. As the foster father of Jesus, it is Joseph who takes him to be circumcised and who takes him to the temple to offer the sacrifices required for a firstborn son. Joseph performs all of these duties willingly, despite the fact that Jesus Christ is not his flesh and blood son. He shows a love for Jesus matched only by that of the Virgin Mary. Joseph is warned in a dream that he must flee to Egypt, taking Jesus and Mary with him, in order to protect them from their enemy, Herod. Again, Joseph obeys willingly, obeying even though he must flee the country he has known all his life. He only returns to his homeland when the angel tells him in another dream that it is safe to do so. The last time we see Joseph in the Gospels is when he and Mary search for the child Jesus, who is lost in Jerusalem. They find him in the temple after 3 days of searching. The Gospels say nothing more of Joseph after this, and it is a pious tradition that he died before Jesus began his public ministry. But even though we only know for certain that he was alive during Jesus' infancy, we can still learn much from him. Joseph is a shining example of what a husband, a father, a worker, a man should be. He protected his wife, loved his child, obeyed his God, and worked hard for a living. He was brave and accepted what life placed in his path, never once choosing his own comfort over that of his family or those weaker than him. He is the template that all men should seek to emulate. But women and children should learn from him too, for wives and mothers should always look to their husbands as Mary looked to Joseph, and children should obey their fathers as Jesus obeyed Joseph. On this feast day of Saint Joseph, remember that each and every one of us can learn something from Joseph's example, and let us thank God for giving us such a model of the family as Joseph and Mary and the child Jesus.